I'm Devin Blair, and this is Classes in Session, where we take the learning experience outside of the classroom and into the streets. What streets are we on? None other than Hollywood, California.
LA is one of the top travel destinations in America and has hosted a record of 25.4 million visitors in 2006 that spent a total of $13.5 billion, making LA a great place for the retail industry.
Hello everyone, I'm your host, Devin Pryor. On today's episode of Classes in Session, we're talking about the world of retailing, different types of retailers, and multi-channel retailing.
In today's retail market, the need to understand the nature of competition is vital. Retailers must offer different benefits to consumers to properly compete against one another. By understanding the four elements of the retail mix, retailers can fulfill their customers' needs and compete against one another through the use of new retail formats. The four elements of the retail mix are the type of merchandise and or service sold, the variety and assortment of merchandise sold, the level of customer service, the price of the merchandise.
So what are the different types of retailers?
Food retailers, such as supermarkets, warehouse clubs, convenience stores. General merchandise retailers, department stores, full-line discount stores, specialty stores, drug stores, category specialists, extreme value retailers, and off-price retailers. Non-store retailers, electronic retailing, catalog retailing.
So what about service retailers, and how do they differ from merchandise retailers?
A service retailer is a company that sells primarily a service rather than types of merchandise. Examples include restaurants, driving services, and childcare and senior care. The differences between service and merchandise retailers is intangibility, simultaneous production and consumption, perishability, and consistency.
We're here at the restaurant Toast in LA, and we're talking to the manager, Kenny. Hi, Kenny. How are you doing?
Good. How are you doing today?
Thank you. So, as a service retailer, can you tell us what you do and how you're different from a merchandise retailer?
Well, I think start out the biggest thing is we provide a service. People come in and they order their food. Once they order their food, they get to see it then. They don't really get to see their food beforehand. I guess, in the retail world, you go there and you look at a pair of shoes, try them on, they fit, you wear them. Our business, you have to just kind of go with instinct. If you like eggs, you're going to go with the eggs, and hopefully it's going to come out the dish you like.
So can you tell me a little bit more about Toast, how long the restaurant's been here?
Toast, we opened, I believe it was 2003. We've been going strong ever since. We've been on a variety of different TV shows, Entourage, The L Word, unfortunately The Hills. Did I say that? But we're known for, people coming out to this place because it's good food, it's big portions, it's trendy. You have people who drive a $500,000 car to wait 45 minutes in line to eat breakfast, which, only in LA, I guess. Really the biggest thing between the two is that in an industry like this, we're based on repeat customers, and we have to deal with the good customers and the bad customers. And unfortunately, even the bad customers, if they have a bad experience, they still come back to the restaurant. Whereas a retail place, you go somewhere and you don't like somebody, they weren't friendly, you were looking for a shirt, you're probably not going to go back to that store. But I think when it comes to food, people kind of look past it a little bit and just end up going, okay, well, it's good food, I'm still going to go back. So regardless of the service. But hopefully we've always had good service. So.
Well, thank you very much for the interview.
Thank you.
And,
sounds good. Come on in. And the rest of you, come on in too. We'll love it.
Next, let's talk about different types of ownership for retail parks.
There are independent, single-store establishments like Madison Boutique and corporate retail chains like Macy's and Nordstrom's. A retail chain is a company that operates multiple retail units under common ownership and usually has centralized decision-making for defining and implementing its strategy. A franchise is a contractual agreement between a franchisor and a franchisee that allows the franchisee to operate a retail outlet using a name and a format developed and supported by the franchisor.
Let's move on to defining what is multi-channel retailing.
Multi-channel retailing are those retailers that sell merchandise or services through more than one channel. 3 retail channels are stores, catalogs, and the internet. For example, Jane Doe Boutique sells dresses at her brick-and-mortar location in Los Angeles, but also sells dresses online at janedoedresses.com.
So why are retailers moving toward choosing all 3 channels, especially in times like these? And how do they provide more value to their customers?
Store channels offer the customer the privilege of being able to browse the merchandise, touch and feel products, pay by cash, have an interactive experience that is entertaining and social. Store channels also give the customer immediate gratification of enjoyment of the product immediately after they buy it. Also, there's a reduction of risk involved with the purchase because the customer knows that they can always come back to the store if they have any problem with the merchandise.
So what are the keys to success for multi-channel retailers?
The keys to success are developing assortments and managing inventory, managing employees in distant locations, distributing merchandise efficiently from distribution centers to stores, catalogs, websites, processing orders electronically, efficiently distributing individual orders to homes, operating communications and information systems that provide a seamless interface with customers throughout all channels.
So we hope you enjoyed this webisode of Classes in Session. Stay tuned for more from the world of retailing, customer buying behavior.